Hidden History is brought to you by G2A.com and our supporters at Patreon. Of all the alien species you'll come across when exploring the huge universe of the Mass Effect series, there's probably none more absolutely bone-chilling than the Reapers. Bent on harvesting the lives of all intelligent beings in the galaxy, the Reapers proved to be one of the most memorable aspects of the franchise for a reason. They're pretty damn creepy. When BioWare set out to create these ultimate killing machines, they took inspiration from a few interesting places. The sci-fi and horror genres, sure, but some more unexpected sources as well. Take the iconic sound effects that the Reapers make. According to BioWare sound designer Mike Kent, the story behind that sound is a pretty strange one. It all started with a camping trip. Kent and a few of the other sound guys at the company had decided to go into the woods for an overnight trip to try and record some interesting nature sounds for the first Mass Effect game. They didn't find much until Kent threw something away into a garbage can that happened to be bear-trapped protected. Immediately, Kent recognised the sound of the lid as being very odd and distinct, so he recorded the sounds of it both opening and closing. After the guys brought it back to the studio and showed it to Mass Effect's project director, Casey Hudson, he immediately said, "That's the sound of the Reapers." Hudson liked it so much in fact, that the sound even plays over the logo of the game itself. And that's how BioWare, one of the biggest and most successful game companies in the world, wound up with the sound of a trash can in the woods as the voice of their best villains. But when they aren't recording trash cans, BioWare is apparently catching up on their reading. When creating the Reapers, they took inspiration from, and anyone who's watched enough Hidden History episodes can probably guess what I'm about to say next, none other than the famed horror author H.P. Lovecraft. Seriously, is there any video game that didn't take inspiration from this guy? Okay, probably quite a few. But I think it's undeniable at this point that Lovecraft has helped shape the lore of some of gaming's best franchises. When it comes to the Reapers, the connection is very much there. Like the gods of Lovecraft's Cthulhu mythos, the Reapers remained dormant in hibernation for thousands of years, so long that they were almost forgotten by history entirely. Even the name the Geth call them by, the Old Machines, is a nod to the name Lovecraft gave to his creatures, the Old Ones. And like the Old Ones, the Reapers existed far before man even began to evolve. But the connection between the author and Mass Effect may go even deeper than that. Kyle Muntetrick, in a fantastic article for IO9, says that he believes Mass Effect to be one of the first big sci-fi franchises to take Lovecraft's philosophy of cosmicism into outer space. Muntetrick summed up this philosophy well, writing, "Cosmicism is not merely the idea that there is no meaning in the universe. It's far worse. Instead, the argument is there is meaning, but it is so far above and beyond human understanding that we can never attain meaningful existence." That may seem a little dark for a franchise with as many lovable characters as Mass Effect, but the series supports the theory pretty well. Take the Sovereign, who go out of their way to tell you organic life is nothing but a genetic mutation, an accident. Your lives are measured in years and decades. You wither and die. We are eternal. We are the pinnacle of evolution and existence. Before us, you are nothing. You exist because we allow it, and you will end because we demand it. Speeches like this make you contemplate humanity's incredibly small place within the game's universe, and it is these types of hard existential questions that connect the Reapers and Mass Effect as a whole to the work of H.P. Lovecraft, far more than just a few monster references could. If you know anything about the Mass Effect franchise, you're probably aware that the ending of the third game was, controversial to say the least. But what you might not know is that Drew Karpyshyn, the head writer of Mass Effect 2, who sadly left shortly before the development of the third game, has said in an interview with VGS what his original idea for the trilogy was, and it involves the Reapers in a big way. After talking about how they wanted to explore the idea of dark energy, a concept that was brought up in Mass Effect 2, he launched into this idea saying, maybe the Reapers kept wiping out organic life, because organics keep evolving to the state where they would use biotics and dark energy, and that caused an entropic effect that would hasten the end of the universe. Being immortal beings, that's something they wouldn't want to see. Then we thought, let's take it to the next level. Maybe the Reapers are looking at a way to stop this. Maybe there is an inevitable descent into the opposite of the Big Bang. And the Reapers realise that the only way they can stop this is by using biotics. But since they can't use biotics, they have to keep rebuilding society, as they try and find the perfect group to use biotics for this purpose. The Asari were close, but they weren't quite right. The Protheans were close as well. While he admits that this concept needed to be more fleshed out, it gives gamers an interesting glimpse into what could have been in store for the Reapers and the rest of the series' cast in a very different ending for the trilogy. Now let's move on to our comment showcase. This week we have a comment from Charlie Rigby, who believes that the game's Prothean beacons are actually inspired by the iconic monolith in Stanley Kubrick's sci-fi film 2001: A Space Odyssey. Like the monolith, the beacons are ancient, thought to be over a millennia old, and their power is both alluring and mysterious. It's hard to tell if there is actually any connection, but we do like the theory. Next up is our shoddy showcase. This week we actually have not one, but two comments. Cynicism at its best chimed to tell us, Mark Meir. Boo! Before apparently having a big change of heart and replying to his own comment saying, shut up. Make of that what you will. As usual, it's time to end this with some trivia. The answer to last week's Elder Scrolls question, as many of you actually guessed, was C, William Tell, or as quite a few actually pointed out, it's Wilhelm Tell, as his story comes from Switzerland. This week we have a lore-based Mass Effect question. What was the very first Reaper ever created? A, Capital Ship. B, Harbinger. C, Destroyer. Or D, Felicia Day. Tell me your answer in the comment section below. And while you're at it, why don't you tell me if you're excited for the new Mass Effect Andromeda? If yes, tell me why. I'll see you guys on the next video.